What do I use to find work? This gun in my hand.
Thursday morning, 11 a.m. Indomitable hero by virtue of the fact that he carries a gun, Falk Zildjian pushes through the double doors of the Umberto Eco chamber at the Grotto Club.
Falk Zildjian?
Petra, I came as soon as I heard. Who was murdered?
I appreciate the thought, Falk, but we have the situation in hand.
Have the police arrived?
Not yet, but there are plenty of capable investigators here. Did you see the sign outside the door?
Some kind of conference.
Good investigators are supposed to notice small details. This is the first annual detectives' job fair.
Is the Parabellum City Police Department having that hard a time recruiting good cops to play along with all the bad cops?
No, this is mainly for private investigators.
That sounds like a contradiction. Private dicks work privately for clients. What employers would they work for?
The Pinkertons, mostly. They have a table right over there.
Tell me, son, do you have any experience mowing down striking miners or railroad workers with a Tommy gun? How about miners' wives or children? Ever set fire to tents or dance halls?
Not really.
The only thing we have for inexperienced applicants is contract work as a railroad bull. Have you ever dangled a nightstick on the end of a rope underneath a moving train in order to batter and dislodge a hobo holding onto the bottom of the carriage?
I was really hoping for a career as a superhero.
Sorry, the superhero job fair is on the other side of town, Parabellum Heights. Wait, what are your superpowers?
Nothing. But my family's rich enough to send me to a monastery in the Far East, where I trained my mind and body.
How far east?
Kazakhstan.
No, we only take candidates trained in Tibet or China, or one of the secret nations hidden in the Himalayas.
Hey, mister, I just want to get my foot in the door working at some private dick's office. Nobody takes me seriously for investigative work because I'm so young. Do you have any job openings for secretaries?
Usually we only take dames, but times being what they are, how fast can you type?
15 words per minute, but I can write in secret code, and I'm willing to flirt with a detective if that's one of the job requirements.
Falk, there's a breakout session you might want to sign up for. Day jobs for people who solve mysteries as a hobby. The panelists include Pete Kelly, the cornet player, the teacher, Hildegard Withers, Boston Blackie, the reformed jewel thief, and one of the Hardy Boys, I forget which one. We almost got Father Brown, but you wouldn't believe the stipend he demanded.
No thanks.
We have some great presentations lined up later this afternoon. How to convince good guys with guns that you're not a bad guy with a gun. Hard-boiled headache cures, great for when you get knocked out and left for dead every week or two. I'm giving a talk called Females is Poison, How to Tell if She's a Femme Fatale.
If I was a criminal, I'd sneak into this job fair to find out how crime fighters think. There could be an operative here right now sent by Regina, the queen pin of crime.
She does pretty good on her own without spying on detectives.
Maybe that's how she's been able to evade justice for so long, because she spies on us and learns our plans.
Oh, Falk, now you're giving me the creeps. Just thinking of some underworld figure blending in with this crowd.
Who decided to call it the Detective's Job Fair? They could have put a little more flair into the name.
I tried thinking of hard-boiled detective novels we could work into the title of the event, but all I came up with was the Job Fair Job. We almost called it Job Farewell, My Lovely.
You could have called it the Too Much Exposition.
If you two are done talking shop, you think you could investigate this actual murder on the floor in front of you?
And that's just what they'll do after this word from our sponsor.
I know it could never work out between a high society debutante like me and an eccentric houseboat detective like you, but will you at least take my case?
You've seen all the movies about detectives who live on houseboats, a lifestyle that marks them as eccentric. You've read the novels about eccentrics whose job is to detect houseboats. But you've never heard a radio show about a detective who is a houseboat, and who also has eccentric qualities.
Must you always leave empty gas cans and distributor caps littering the pier, eccentric houseboat detective?
That's just the way he is. You can't change that about him, but he sure can solve a mystery, if that's what you're looking for.
Who are you?
My name's Chester. I keep Eccentric Houseboat Detective running shipshape. Plus, I kind of speak on his behalf when his clients need more details than he can convey with a boat horn.
You'll marvel at the exciting new dimensions in hard-boiled storytelling when you listen to Eccentric Houseboat Detective.
Now, ma'am, think of the limitations of your typical human detective. They only know how to track down and take down other human beings. But what if the missing person you want tracked down, or the criminal you want to stop, is actually a house, or a boat, or a horse? Eccentric Houseboat Detective can solve all those cases.
No, the man who stole my letter edged in black is definitely human.
Blackmail? Sure, I helped Eccentric Houseboat Detective on 100 cases like that.
It's not blackmail. It's a letter with a thick black line around the edges to warn the recipient they're going to find out about someone who died.
Yeah, I suppose it don't matter why you want it, just that you want it back.
I'm sure Eccentric Houseboat Detective is real effective when he's at sea, but how does he draw out criminals or fight them on land? Does he have a gun mounted on his deck?
Usually he sends me ashore to deliver a note. It'll say something like, "Meet me in the marina at 7, or I'll give everything I know to the coppers." Then the criminal comes here and he well, it ain't pretty.
What is it? I'm not as frail as I appear.
How should I say it? He rams the dock until they fall in the water, then he crushes their bodies against the seawall or the pilings.
My God!
You'd be surprised how many bad guys he's mushed up just at this marina.
Eccentric Houseboat Detective, Fridays at midnight, only on Drama 1310 AM, WPBC.
Is that 1 honk for yes and 2 honks for no? Good.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
Turn your dial to find the frequency of the past.
Captain Midnight.
Where the classic stories of mysteries, sci-fi, thrillers, and suspense are found waiting to be heard once again.
Another case for Nick Carter, Master Detective.
You'll find a variety of those stories here, in their original form, where each episode takes you to another place or time.
The Man of Bronze, Doc Savage.
But only when you find the mystery frequency. Available everywhere.
The Shadow knows.
This episode is also brought to you by the fresh-faced young crime fighter known as Cosmo Polite Ann. Miss Cosmo recently apprehended the pesky interrupter known as the Titleist. Should we really let him do this? I still say this is giving him what he wants instead of punishing him.
Trust me, it's punishment. Go ahead, Titleist.
We now return to... Come on, it's no fun if you know I'm going to say the title.
Get on with it, or it's jail for you.
Oh, all right. We now return to Murder at the Job Fair for Dicks, episode 106 of This Gun in My Hand.
Not bad, kid.
You really think so? Maybe I can become a professional announcer. I could have a redemption arc.
Don't push it.
When we last left our heroes, they were investigating a mysterious death at the detective's job fair.
Who is he? Anybody recognize the guy that got offed?
The sticker on his lapel says, "Hello, my name is William Thuante."
It's pronounced William They Won't They, better known as Will They Won't They. He and I have been friends for years. Some would say more than friends. Those who know us have often wondered if we would ever, but no, just friends.
Look at his shoes. What kind of dirt is on them?
Is he on the list of VIP guests or speakers?
Have you fellas heard the expression, too many cooks?
Yeah, that's a troupe of food-themed crime fighters that operates out of Santopolis.
I mean, maybe you junior detectives could hang back and observe a professional crime fighter in action.
Hey, is the Emerald Ash Borer coming? I've always wanted to meet him.
This man was stabbed to death.
What kind of blade was it?
From the puncture marks, I'd say it was one of those two-pronged things you stick in the end of a corn cob so you don't burn your fingers.
How could a half-inch long poker kill someone?
One poke might not. 57 pokes seems to have done the trick.
Jeez, they didn't want to kill him. They wanted to tenderize him.
Just let me work, guys.
Falk, I don't think you should get involved.
If I didn't know you better, I'd say there was something you didn't want me to find out about this killing.
Then maybe flattery will get you to see the light. You're an experienced crime fighter. These novice detectives attending the job fair could benefit from practicing their skills on a real murder. Why don't you let them have a chance? Then if they can't figure it out, you can step in and apply your techniques.
I found something. There's a matchbook under the edge of this table. Maybe it has the name of some club where the murderers are regular.
That's not a clue. Look at the table. It's covered with candles.
What do detectives need candles for? They'll let anybody in the dealer's room if the money's right.
That dealer is Papa Jim's Botanica. He sells voodoo candles. You burn a job bringer candle, and it's supposed to magically get you a job. Or a wealth attractor candle helps you win the lottery.
What does this one do? It's molded in the shape of a voluptuous woman.
When you burn that, it turns the femme fatales in your life into femmes enthusiastique.
The point is, any of his customers might have dropped a matchbook when they were testing candles.
Then what do your detective skills tell you?
You have to think about more than the physical clues. Whoever killed this man obviously chose today because of its historical significance. Today is the anniversary of the Knights Templar being arrested for heresy on order of the King of France in 1307. This man was poked to death by 57 members of the Illuminati, a very significant number, numerologically speaking.
Yeah, Heinz seems to think so too.
What about this? I think I see...
Hold your horses, boy detective. Let a grown-up solve this one.
I'll have you know I've solved 87 cases in my young lifetime.
Yeah, well, this ain't the same as finding out who took the bubble gum from Sally's pencil case. Look, in the victim's pocket, he had a program of the day's events for the job fair. Maybe that's a clue. It says here Local 190 of the Union of Gentlemen's Gentlemen is giving a presentation called The Butler Didn't Do It.
You boys get all the jobs and all the glory. You know there's such a thing as lady detectives, too.
All right, lady detective. Where were you when he was killed?
I was listening to the presentation called You're Probably Wondering Why I've Gathered You All Here. Public speaking when one of the people in your audience is a killer. Who is the victim here? Oh no, William. Better known as Will They Won't They. He and I have been friends for years. Some would say more than friends. Those who know us have often wondered if we would ever... But no, just friends.
I guess we know the answer now.
You know who killed him?
No, the answer to Will They Won't They. They won't.
Have you all had enough practice yet? Can I get in here and do some detecting?
Sure.
I got nothing.
I'm still going over the numbers, but feel free to investigate while I calculate.
Well, calculate this. None of you thought to ask who found the victim, who was first on the scene. Sometimes the killer can't make their getaway, so they pretend to be the person who found the victim.
That was me, but it happened in the middle of the crowded dealer's room. Dozens of detectives were milling about. I just happened to be the first to notice him on the floor.
It's all right, Petra. I know you didn't kill him.
If you're so smart, then who did it?
If you paid more attention, you might have noticed the door prizes listed in the program. Prizes donated by Mitch and Murray. I can't say I understand why they decided on this order, but first prize is a brand new Cadillac Fleetwood Series 75. Second prize is a set of steak knives. Third prize is you're fired. And fourth prize is a pair of plastic corn cob holders in the shape of ears of corn.
My God.
While you were playing with matchbooks, I asked around. I know who won those killer corn cob holders. It was Petra.
Falk, you can't think that I would...
That's not important, because there's something else the Junior Detective Squad missed. Notice how thin and bright this blood appears.
Oh no, what are you doing?
That's disgusting. Don't put your finger...
Tastes like chicken. No one felt for his pulse. You saw the blood and assumed he was dead.
But I'm not. Oh, William, I'm so glad we'll have the opportunity to find out if you and I...
What are you acting surprised for, Petra? You were in on it.
Yes, you've got me. I helped Will They Won't They fake his death.
Was it for the insurance money? Was William in deep with the Green Street crime family? Maybe he wanted them to think he was dead so he could disappear and take a new identity.
No, we needed a realistic demonstration for the job fair. Something to test the young detectives and show employers how they would operate in real life. Anyone who seemed queasy when confronted with a dead body might want to reconsider this line of work.
Why are you all gathered here? Have I missed a presentation?
Informatron, what are you doing here?
Hello Volksilgen. I am selling information services to business people here at the job fair. And you? Are you a panelist or speaker or selling your services?
No, I heard there was a murder, so I came as quickly as I could.
Murder? But who was murdered? Oh no. William. Better known as Will They Won't They. He and I have been friends for years. Some would say more than friends.
Murder at the Job Fair for Dix, episode 106 of This Gun in My Hand, was headhunted by Rob Northrop. This episode and all others are available on YouTube with automatically generated closed captions of dialogue. Visit thisguninmyhand.blogspot.com for credits, show notes, archives, and to buy my books, such as Little Heist in the Big Woods and other revisionist atrocities. What do I use to practice my skills of detection? This gun in my hand.